school for 3 years, and once you have completed your Juris Doctor degree or your JD, you can then sit for the bar exam. Each state in the US has a bar exam that will allow you to practice law if, obviously, once you pass it, and once you satisfy other requirements for admission, that will allow you to practice law in that state, and generally with some limitations, not in others or only partially in others. So again, bachelor's degree first, Juris Doctor or JD, bar exam, you meet other admissions requirements, and then you can actually practice law. So what does the Juris Doctor degree look like? As I said, it's a 3-year degree. Students in their first year are referred to as 1L students. Students in their second and third year are referred to as 2Ls and 3Ls. And this changes a little bit depending on the school, but it is pretty much the case across the board that during the first year, students will take all of the mandatory or required foundational common law courses. So they will be taking courses like constitutional law, they will be taking contracts, they will be taking torts. Some of you may not have heard of what torts is. It can be translated as responsabilidad civil extracontractual, but it is a whole area of law in common law. They will take procedural classes, they will take criminal and civil procedure, and they will all take a legal writing course. So that's what they do during their first year. During their second and first year and third years, they take upper level courses, which are mostly elective courses. So in some schools, there will be some graduation requirements or some specific courses that they have to take, maybe some writing courses or some skills courses. Most schools will also require that students take a professional responsibility course, but students spend those 2 years designing their own curriculum based on what they want to do. So that's what an American student would do in order to become a lawyer. And what happens inside the classroom? How is it different from what we are used to in our own country? How is it different from the experience in Spain? There's 2 things that I want to talk very briefly about: the case method and the Socratic method. So foundational common law courses are taught by having the students read and analyze a collection of cases, and then trying to extract conclusions or to deduct certain propositions from those cases. And that's done through the Socratic method. The Socratic method basically means that the students will be required to read the cases before class, and the professors will pose questions to the students, will call on students, and the students will have to discuss the cases that they have read before class. And this is a style that's, again, pretty much across the board, though there may be differences depending on schools and professors. This is pretty much the teaching method for foundational common law courses. So because of this method, analysis of the cases, the ability to reason, the ability to think like a lawyer, to spot issues, to develop your legal reasoning is much more valued than knowledge of the actual legal rules, which is what we're used to in a civil law system. And also, students are expected to prepare for class and read before class rather than studying after class, which is what we would typically do in Spain or in civil law countries in general. So how does it look for foreign lawyers? And my colleagues will be covering this in detail, so I'm just going to very, very quickly cover this slide. Obviously, first, you get a law degree in your country of origin, in this case in Spain, 4 years or 5 years, depending on whether you're getting your master's or not. You can then get an LLM, which again, we're going to explain in a lot of detail. It's a 1-year degree, and then you can sit for the bar in certain states, not in all of them, but in certain states. And once you meet admissions requirements, you will be able to practice in the state in which you have been admitted, and also to some degree in other states if you're practicing maybe in-house or maybe some aspects of federal law. So this is what it would look like for a foreign lawyer who wants to practice law in the US. I think I have covered all the main points in my presentation. Again, I'll be available for questions later. I do want to spend just a minute speaking about the University of Miami and the courses that we offer. You will, understand better during the presentation that there are different types of LLMs. We offer a general LLM, and we also offer some specialized LLMs: entertainment, arts and sports law, international arbitration, international law, maritime law, real property development, and 2 tax LLMs. Some of the things that I like about Miami, in addition to the fact that the school is in Miami, and trust me, it's not a bad place to live. It's a very old program. We've been around for more than 40 years, so we have a lot of know-how and experience, and we know what we're doing. We have a 3-semester, a year-and-a-half program that's designed for students who need to improve their English before they can actually succeed in their LLM. We have a dedicated person in our career development that helps international students and specializes in advising international students when they're looking for jobs, whether they go back home or whether they're staying here. And because we've been around for so long, we do have a lot of alumni all over the world, and having that network of alumni is always helpful when looking for a job and later on in life when developing contacts and client relationships. So that's all. I will switch back to Spanish. Muchísimas gracias a todos por escucharme. Cualquier duda que tengáis, a veces es más cómodo hablar con alguien que habla el mismo idioma o que viene del mismo país. Mi dirección de correo electrónico está en la pantalla. Soy Carmen Perez Lloca y encantada de ayudaros en cualquier cosa que necesitéis. Gracias de nuevo.